Direct mail, still alive, still kicking, still generating leads, still making sales. Hello there, this is Grandison Shines, Chief Marketing Officer here at Direct Business Marketing. Today I have an exciting webinar for you. I love teaching this stuff, so we're going to get right into the meat of the situation here after these messages. So let's look at the next slide, go through some house cleaning items right quick, or housekeeping items I should say. We are recording the event, so if you have to leave a little early, that's fine, but make sure you watch the whole entire event because I want to make sure that you know everything I'm going to talk about on this particular webinar regarding direct mail. And if you have any questions, send it to info@directbusinessmarketing.com. We have someone monitoring the computer, so they'll be there to answer your questions live right now as I am talking. So other than that, you can also chat with us, and you can make it a full screen. There's a little I think on the bottom right hand corner there's little arrows that just kind of points outward. Click that and you'll be able to see me, you know, right in your face basically. So however you're watching this, you can make sure that you again ask us questions because we want to make sure we get to every single thing on this webinar that I want to share with you today. All right, moving right along. Overview. Let's talk about the overview real quick. Again, this is direct mail. People always ask us, does direct mail still work? Do I have to have it in my campaign? Should I have it in my campaign? And I'm going to get to all that. I'm going to answer all of your questions today via this webinar. So the webinar overview, we're going to talk about me first, Mr. Shines, just to give you a little background on me, let you know who I am, what I do, all that good stuff, what I like to do for fun. Then we're going to talk to you about direct business marketing. What we are, what we do, how we integrate with clients and things like that. Our philosophy, our marketing system, then from there we're going to go right into the meat of the situation. So you can see it right here to your right. But other than that, let's just go ahead and talk about direct business marketing. So a little bit about me first. I went to school at San Jose State University and I studied Spanish and psychology. I use way more psychology now, especially in terms of marketing and copywriting. So I like all the mental stuff, right? So from a copywriting standpoint, I got introduced to that in the late 90s, or I should say late 90s. By happenstance, working with a corporation, rewrote a sales letter. They had stumbled on this whole other idea of copywriting, or the whole aspect of marketing, copywriting, and they do go hand in glove because on all of your marketing pieces, and even if you do a video, there's a script, radio campaign, there's a script, but everything other than that, words are embedded throughout the whole entire process because that's how you're going to communicate your message. So it was very fun learning about copywriting, became certified with that, and love doing it, love writing from a really strategic high level standpoint. So I love doing that. So I became a certified copywriter, started on my own consulting business in 2001. And from there, we started direct business marketing about 8 years ago, really nailed in on the real estate aspect in 2009 with a product called the Short or Stay Calculator. Some of you may have heard of it. Some of you may actually have the product. But it went all over really quick, all over the United States, and we still make that product to have the sister product out now, which I'll talk to you about later. All this other kind of good stuff. So that's me. I love martial arts. I do Kung Fu. I teach Kung Fu. So yeah, as you can see in the little picture here, I can raise my leg up kind of high. I love just doing that. Keeps me in shape, keeps me with this girlish figure. So, hey, somebody's got to do it, right? But I love teaching it. Been doing it for the past 25 years now. So it's been a long time, but love it, still do it, right? Now let's talk about DBM. So what do we do? Well, we're a full service marketing firm. We help our clients market their products and services, whether it's online, offline, whatever it may be. We get more views, more sales. At the end of the day, it's all about sales. Your business has to grow by sales. Nothing happens in terms of business growth until you do what? Sell a product or service. If you've been on any of my webinars, you've heard me say that thousands of times. So nothing happens in terms of business growth until you sell a product or a service. So through our marketing, we are an extension of the sales process, or even before the sales process, and even after you sell, there's still more marketing to go on for those clients who are in your database. Whole different subject. We did another subject last time, a webinar last time on nurture. So if you have an opportunity, watch that particular webinar very good about nurturing what you should be doing afterwards. So that's DBM. We help our clients grow. We help our clients sell more products or their services. And we do that through a methodology, or let me introduce you to our philosophy first. Very, very simple philosophy. First of all, we create the plan. Once we create the plan, we execute the plan, or we execute the campaign. Then from there, we measure the ROI. And that's what your marketing should be about. Creating a plan, sticking to that plan, executing that plan, again, sticking to that plan, and then measure the ROI of the plan. When it comes right down to brass tacks, it's all about making money and getting return on the investment. So if you look at marketing from the right perspective, marketing is an investment. It's not a cost, even though you may have some cost, but it's an investment. It's like you're putting money into the stock market. You don't expect money to not come back to you, or to get more money than you have earned. Well, marketing should be thought about from a thought process standpoint the same way. So the psychology of marketing for us as business owners is, or should be, this is an investment. I'm going to invest in my company. I'm going to invest in putting my products and my services out there, and I'm going to get more money back that I invested. Okay, so that's the whole aspect of our philosophy. Now, when it comes down to the breaking down the philosophy into a system, we have a very simplified system. Generate, capture, store, nurture. Again, it's very, very simple. Generate, capture, store, and nurture. So let's talk about that real quick. We believe, hey, at the bare minimum in the green part, there's 5 marketing mediums that you should be using. At minimum of 5 for the campaign. For each campaign, a minimum of 5. Okay? Just we can talk about what those 5 are, depending on how your client views and get their information. From there, you have to capture the prospect. They're not a lead yet until they give you at least their name and email address. Then it becomes a lead. So the prospect, who you may not even know about yet, is looking at your site, having the right offer, having the right opt-in for them. Then they become, now you can capture it. So your website must have a web form on it somewhere so you can capture their information, which automatically gets stored in the red section there into your CRM and or your whatever your contact management system is, or customer relationship management system is. That's where it's going to be stored, and that could have a number of different nuances to it. Project management, of course, autoresponders, those sorts of things. Now it's all about converting them to a client, or if they are a client, then we get into the purple section. So for new clients, new leads, existing clients, existing leads, whatever it may be, the purple section is very, very key. The marketing does not stop once they're in your database. Now, if they're a client, they're the hottest, the easiest lead to sell, so nurturing them throughout the entire year, or nurturing them about other products and services, is going to be your mantra going forward with those clients. So again, watch that webinar on the nurture that I did last time, and you'll get a complete understanding of how we market how we have our marketing system: generate, capture, store, nurture. Okay, so if we look at the next slide, I'm only going to talk about the green piece today. Last time we spoke about the purple piece, meaning the nurture campaign. Now we're going back to the front of our marketing system, talk about the generating items, or the lead generating items. So you have to get prospects to look at your marketing pieces, point blank. And there's many different ways to do that. Radio, TV, email, direct mail, that we're going to talk about today. So direct mail will be one of these 5 little green bubbles that you see here, of the 5 that you should be having for that marketing campaign. So in a marketing campaign, you must satisfy the human desire and the search engine desire now. So when you launch a marketing campaign, you're going to have digital media integrated with traditional media, and they should work together. So that's the point I'm making in the last paragraph there. So more importantly, to understand that they should work together. So today we are going to talk about how your direct mail piece is going to feed into the electronic piece, especially when we talk about the tracking mechanisms. So direct mail, is it alive? Is it still kicking? Is it still generating leads? Is it still generating sales? Absolutely. And we're emphatic about using it, and we use it for all of our marketing campaigns with our clients. I'll say that again. We use direct mail for all of our marketing, or with all of our clients in their marketing campaigns. Why? Because it still works. It just has to be done right. And that's what I'm going to share with you today, how to do this right. So if we get into the meat of the situations, look at the slide again. We're talking about direct mail. It's still alive. It's still kicking. It's still generating sales, generating leads, and still generating sales. Now we're going to get into the thick of things. Now, this is where you want to start putting on your mental notes. Take a pen, pad, whatever you need to do. Use Evernote, whatever. Take some notes, because now we're going to get into this wholeheartedly. I'm going to dive right into it. So if I go a little fast, because I'm a little passionate about it, so I'm going to try to, curtail my energy here into the right areas just to make sure you can get everything you need to get out of this webinar. All right. So here we go. 8 must-have components of your webinar piece. All right. Now, what I did here is I took one of our clients' mail pieces and I copied the front and the back, and I put it on this webinar, on this slide here. So that's what you see. It's a client named Carla Dennis. She has a company called Cohesive. If you are looking for or need a good tax person, financial person that can help you out with that, Carla Dennis is the one, cohesivetax.com. But this is the direct mail campaign that we've launched for her. So you can follow along, and I did this on purpose, so you can follow along to see how this is going to be. So you can follow along now or follow along offline, because I did make screenshots of what I'm going to talk to you about. So the 8 components you got to have, okay? The first thing that must be there is your headline, because the headline is going to grab or steal the attention. I'm really emphatic about making sure that the headlines steal the attention of your client or the prospect of what they're doing. So at any rate, you can take this headline and make it so thought-provoking that they have to pump the brakes and look at what you're talking about. That's what we want them to do. Okay, that's exactly what we want them to do. So the headline is very, very imperative. So you have to have a headline, and don't bury the headline. Make sure the headline is very, very visible. Having it at the top, having it bolded, having it bigger font than the other text on the page. That screams a headline. So we want it to get the attention. So as you can see here, got the gut feeling that your tax pro left some money on the table. Well, who wants to leave money on the table? Now, that's a thought-provoking question that says, well, maybe my tax guy did. Now, so the headline is doing its job, getting you to start thinking about reading more. So the sole job for the headline is to make you read the next one, okay? Number 2 is the body copy. The body copy has to be tight, because the body copy has to give a little bit more information than the headline itself. So it's going to actually go further and dive into more of what the headline is talking about, and what you as a prospect should be concerned about. So the body copy is there. It should start to evoke emotion and point out points that are very pertinent points of concern. Okay, very pertinent points of concern, like bullet points. That's exactly what we want to use them for. And then you should have some proof elements. Okay, proof element could be, and there's like 23 different proof elements. We'll go through that in a whole different webinar. But one proof element that's very simple is a testimonial. Again, they can come in many different ways. A testimonial, it can be charts, it can be a graph, it can be a case study, it can be whatever else it needs to be relevant for that marketing piece. So a testimonial is a very good one to use to put on a postcard, door hanger, direct letter, direct sales mail letter, or whatever it may be, okay? And the offer, a soft offer. A soft offer, different from hard offer, we'll talk about it later, but the soft offer is something they can get immediately and free, and it has good value. But key words there are immediate, free, and good value. So it has to be something unique. Can't be, hey, call me for a free consultation. That does not work now. Do not put that on your postcard. I will say that again. Do not put, oh, call me to get your free consultation on your postcard. No, no, no. That will not get the results that you wanted to get, okay? So the offer has to be there. Now, QR codes. With the influx of tablet devices and smartphones and the apps that can do the reader apps that have the opportunity to read barcodes and or QR codes, that's the one way to not have them click on a link or whatever, but go directly to what you want them to see on the web page. And we'll talk about that in a second. But your call to action, got to tell them what to do. You can't have a marketing piece out there, especially a direct mail piece, without telling them what to do. And I'm saying especially direct mail piece because that's the piece that can just get tossed out the easiest and just, hey, I don't need that, right? Some of them will. That's just the byproduct of marketing. But to not have a call to action is asinine. So you want to make sure you put a call to action. And believe me, I'm saying this, I'm emphasizing this because I've seen marketing pieces, direct mail pieces without calls to action. Yes, I have, and it hurts me. As a marketing guy, it really hurts me. So please don't do that because you're going to hurt my feelings because I'm giving you this information. So There you go. A couple more points here. A domain. Use that domain effectively, because if you have, put it like this, if you have 2 marketing pieces out there, 2 different campaigns, of course, you don't want to direct them to your homepage. You never want to do that. But you use the domain to track. Okay, so you want to make sure you track that domain, and there are several different ways. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but when we talk about building tracking mechanisms in, but the domain is going to be very important. It should also relate to what the offer is, or should relate to what the offer is. Doesn't have to, but it's better when it works that way. It can be nice, short, and sweet, or it can be a little bit long. You see this one here is freetaxreviewnow.com. What do you think you're going to get? A free tax review. Okay, we got the domain. Boom, there it is right there. And so you have an understanding of what that campaign is going to be about. Free tax review. All right, and then the images. Pictures can say 1,000 words. Having the right images there. Here is talking about getting money, so you can see a little background, a little silhouette about getting more money, about money. So it's all about, hey, taxes. When you think taxes, you think about paying money. So we're not going to try to mix the message here about something else. No, you hear the word taxes, it's either pay money and or try to get money, which is the other thing. Okay, so that's the front of the postcard. Let's talk about some other items. So if you flip it over, and yes, you should use the front and the back of the postcard. Yes, you should, because that's all real estate that you can use. Hence the word real estate. I'm talking to real estate agents. No pun intended, but real estate on the postcard. You want to make sure you use that. Okay, so other items, picture of you, all good. Put a picture of you. Let them know who you are. No, don't be ashamed. You may have a face for radio, but that's okay. You're not saying anything. Just put your picture on there. Photoshop is good. You can dress up a little bit. Maybe a little shocker when they first see you, but hey, that's all good. Short bio. Short bio. Make sure you put your bio in there. A bio, a short bio about who you are, because you want to some degree on this marketing piece demonstrate your expertise. Show off a little bit. Go ahead, toot your own horn a little bit. Hey, I closed this many short sales if you're talking about short sales. Oh, I have this many listings if you're trying to get several listings. Or, you're a specialist in this area. Whatever it may be. Just toot your horn a little bit. Just, don't have to be too loud. Doesn't have to be the train horn, but a little Volkswagen horn work. Boop beep, right? Nothing like, it's not too intrusive. And then of course the branding, or more branding on the back end of the postcard. So, and I want to say this because I've seen this happen too. Make sure that particular marketing piece matches your landing page on your site. It could be a hidden page like we have here for Free Tax Review Now. If you go to the front of her webpage, you will not see that there, so they can get to it, because it's a landing page that we're using to track the campaign or track even this mail piece. However, make sure that it matches. Okay, even the message, you don't want to take away from the message. So that's what we call the message to market match, but making sure that your branding, your messaging, and everything else is intact. Okay, so if we go to the next slide. Now, when you type in or click on, or should I say type in, because you got a postcard, you're going to type it in. When the prospect goes to the computer, now we're going through the process, and they type in Free Tax Review Now, you're going to come to a web page or a landing page. And on this landing page, you'll see other components that are going to help demonstrate her expertise and help make that connection and relation with Carla. Okay, so you're going to see a video. So she's going to be talking about the video. Now on the web page, this is where you pretty much have unlimited real estate. You don't want it to be too long. You want it to be concise, have the same imagery and or branding and message as the postcard. So when they go there, they know that I'm at the right page. I'm at the right landing page for this particular postcard. Okay, and you have the same headline there. You have some of the same body copy. You have even more bullet points and more proof, more bullet points there. Next slide, we have even, here's another proof element here in the green section, another testimonial. But the most important thing here, remember, we have our marketing system, generate. This is what this little marketing piece is doing, generate. Then capture is the next one. So the web form has to be there on the website. So we're going to make sure we capture that prospect's information, because now they're going to go into our system. They're going to be stored in our system. We're going to start massaging that relationship, right? So that's one thing that we want to make sure that we do. So having the web form is good. You want to make sure you have that, because you want them to opt in. At any point in time through the marketing campaign, you should always look for the opportunity to grow your list. All right. So that's my piece. Let's recap right now on the 8 components that we have here. 1, the headline. Make sure the headline's there. 2, the body copy is going to add to the headline and have more salient bullet points that are more important and pertinent. Number 3, a proof element. A testimonial is a good one to have. It's simple. You probably have those already. Very good thing to have. 4, soft offer. You want to make sure you have some sort of soft offer that is available to them, and you want to have high value. You want to be able to get it immediately as they can, okay? And then the QR code. The influx of the smart devices, they probably have an app that can read that. Smart devices will direct them right to the landing page also. If they're looking at it on a tablet or a smartphone, making sure you have that. The call to action, tell them what to do. Do not leave that out there just for them to interpret what you want them to do. No, you want to be direct, hence direct mail, direct and tell them what to do, because we're doing direct response marketing, so we're going to tell them what to do. Number 5, the domain. Make sure the domain is there. Make sure you have a domain that can even talk about kind of what you're doing. And then number 2, the imagery. The imagery is going to be very important also. Pictures can say 1,000 words, but it backs up all the words that you're saying. Okay, so that's my 2 cents on the 8 components. Now let's go to the other piece here. Okay, so now we're going to talk about calculating the ROI. Okay, now this is where this is why people, for this fact right here is why people say, I don't know if direct mail works, because they don't keep track of their ROI or their expenses and or the results for their direct mail campaign. Okay, you have to. I mean, how can you not? You want to make sure that your investment is working for you. So again, this is where things get lost for other people, but you are not going to do that because you are listening to this webinar and you will never make that mistake again. So here we have it. Let's talk about the components here for calculating your ROI. So point number 1, you want to take the gross profit from the marketing campaign, right? So that's the point. You're going to need that. You're going to understand where you're going to need to get that from. So that's going to be the sales that you're going to generate. Number 2, you want to add the sponsor or JV contributions to that, right? So, and we'll talk about what that sponsor is, who it should be, right? We'll talk about that in a second. Then number 3, you want to gather up all your marketing expenses. So the cost of the design, the cost of the copyright if you hired a copywriter, the cost of shipping, cost of printing, the cost of the list if you have one, or whatever it may be, okay? But now I'm going to even do better than that. Right? So right over here to your right, you have this formula right here in green. Here's the formula that will give you your ROI percent. Gross profit, right, plus the JV contributions, right? And you want to divide that by, minus the expenses. Let me start over. You want to say the gross profit plus the JV contributions minus your expenses. You're going to come up with a number. And we'll get down to the brass numbers here, the brass tacks here with the numbers in a second. You want to divide that by the gross profit plus your JV contributions, okay? When you do that, you're going to get this percent. And that's going to be your percent return on your investment. And that can be measured in dollars, as you'll see in a second, and or percent, or you should do both, okay? Other metrics that you also want to understand. You also want to understand, here in the red, the cost per lead. So the cost per lead is your expenses divided by the leads that are generated, right? And classify, make sure you know what the lead is. Again, for us, when we measure a campaign, it's not until we give their name, email address at least, or whatever information we're asking for so we can deliver that soft offer. That is a lead for us in our marketing campaigns, and that should be a lead for you. A lead is not how much traffic you got to the site. It's not a lead. It hasn't converted yet. Okay, it's just a prospect. So again, the metric for cost per lead is expenses divided by the lead generated. Now, the next one you also want to understand is the lead conversion rate or lead conversion percentage, right? So you want to have the leads generated, right? The number of leads you generated divided by the quantity that you distributed for your direct mail campaign. Okay. Again, I'll show you the numbers here in a second and how you can get that. And in fact, I'll give you a little gift here. The last thing, again, changing the ROI to the dollars is the gross profit plus the JV contribution minus expenses. That's why you're going to change that to get that dollar amount too. Now, if you look at the next slide here, I have this little Excel calculator sheet that we use for our clients, that we use internally also. And I'm going to send you this, okay? And it has an example that's already here in the gray area. And when you get this, all you need to do is change the light blue area, the numbers, the light blue numbers. Everything else will be calculated for you. Now you can do this for every single marketing item. So if you have 5 different lead generator items, and you should for your marketing campaign, you're going to also include these 5 lead generating items also on this particular sheet. And you're going to measure each one, because one may perform better than the other. Okay, so you want to make sure you have the ROI for all your marketing pieces, and it'll add up and all this kind of good stuff, and it'll give you a total average percent. So that's going to be a very good helpful thing for you. I'm going to give you this. So if you're attending this webinar, I'm going to send it over to you, and you'll have this, so you can never say, I don't have a calculator to calculate it. Yes, you do, because Gratitude Shines from Direct Business Marketing did that presentation, that webinar, and he gave you one. So that's my gift to you. One of the gifts, okay? Now, let's move on. Let's keep going, because we're on a roll here, right? Let's talk about how you can keep your expenses low. Now, you want to keep your expenses low. Anytime you run a business, keeping expenses low, even though that expense can be an investment, let's just try to keep it low. Let's just do some things here to massage the marketing campaign, so you can either help other people get the message, get in front of other prospects, or prospects that you're going to target also, and at the same time keep the benefits low. So there's going to be a mutual benefit here. So let's talk about these things here. There's 3 things I want to point out to you, okay, that really make a factor in your marketing and keeping expenses low. First of all, 1, get a JV sponsor or a JV partner or sponsor. That will help you. So a title company, mortgage company, yes, a lot of times they will, you know that, they will contribute marketing dollars, but don't negate that. If you have a good relationship with them and you have a plan, go to them with a plan, first of all, of what you're going to do. So that plan, hey, download our marketing assessment on our site. It's free. Just go there and you can develop this plan, or give me a shout and I will help you with that. But go to them with a plan so they can see. So a lot of people work by numbers. So if they're going to be delivering, if you're going to have someone sign off on dollar amount, talk to them about dollar amount first, okay? So make sure you have a plan that outlines some of the dollar amounts or components of what you're going to be doing for your marketing. And that's fine. That way they can also calculate their ROI, and you can help them do that, okay? So get a JV sponsor, mortgage company, title company, they'll kick dollars in for marketing all the time, because you guys should work in tandem. You have the relationship, boom, done deal. Mutual benefit, right? Okay. Number 2, use every door direct mail. Every door direct mail by the United States Post Office is a very, very good thing to do, especially if you're going to be farming an area, because instead of paying 32 cents average for a postcard, it's down to 16 cents for every door. Now, you can buy a route. So pick a route, pick an area, pick a route, and you can become the specialist in that area for those zip codes. It goes by zip codes, and you can market to residentials and businesses. So if you are a residential real estate agent, cool. If you are commercial, cool. It doesn't matter. You can do both, all right? And then make sure that if you no mailing house or address list needed for every door direct mail. Again, you buy a route. That's going to be important, and there's a certain way you have to bundle it and things like that. So if you have any questions, we've done this, I don't know, millions of times, so we'll help you with that. So we know the process there, so just give us a shout. Then number 3, shop the heck out of your print house, okay? So we don't do any printing internally, but we have relationships with other people that do printing and mailing, if you want them to mail out, if you have a list. But just shop the heck out of it. Just price, call several different ones. Call at least, at least 5. Now, if you have somebody's giving you good pricing, great, cool. Now, we found some people that give a good price. Next, we got even lower pricing. Like, wow, okay, cool. And they did a really good job too. So make sure you just shop the heck out of it. Just shop. Develop a relationship, and then you can also start getting some other concessions by way of, free whatever count or whatever. So continue to lower your expenses, but making sure that you have that's going to be very important. So again, just to recap, grab a sponsor, JV partner. Hey, you want to go in with me on this? I'm sending out 1,000 postcards this area. I'm farming this area. I can put you on the back of the postcard, or put you here and there. You get some credibility. And put them on the website too. A little bonus. Put them on the landing page. A bonus for them, and they click it, make it clickable so they can go fill out the application or whatever it may be. All good. 2, use every door direct mail. One of the best things the post office could have done for themselves is do this, sell a route. It's like almost selling their list. They got they have every single address they deliver. So no brainer there. And then shop the heck out of it. Make sure your pricing is low. Make sure your pricing is good. Compare it with other prices, and you're good to go. So very simple. You just got to know what you're doing. Does it work? Absolutely it works. So we're going to keep moving. Now we're going to talk about building in. How do you build in online tracking mechanisms to your campaign. So, ready? Number one, I said it before, this whole domain thing, no brainer. Buy a domain at what, $9.99 a year? Simple, right? I mean, you can find that between the cracks in your couch, under the pillow of the couch, whatever it may be, right? $9.99 a year, go to GoDaddy, buy it, or any other process, any other registrar that you use. Simple, done. Use a tracking domain though, okay? And it has to link to your offer, your landing page. Make sure that, a certain way you mask it, right? So that's another technological thing you gotta understand, how to mask that domain. So when they do type it in, whoop, forwards over to, actually it's a forwarding domain, it forwards over to the other, your top level domain, or your TLD, your whatever.com, your name.com, or cohesivestack.com, as we've seen here, okay? Number two, Google Analytics. Tie Google Analytics into it. It's free. If you have a Gmail account, you have Google Analytics, just register for it. Just make sure it's all set up. Again, we can help you with that, but use Google Analytics. It will give you a lot of data that you'll need to understand and know to have online tracking mechanisms built into your marketing campaign. Number three, if you use a call number, make sure it has one of those services that can track data. There's, I don't know, tons of those out there. I don't know if I'll just type it in, there's many marketing campaigns. Go to Google and type in marketing phone number or whatever it may be, and you'll find all these companies who can supply a number to you if you want them to call in to get whatever. But again, that offer shouldn't be free consultation. Just put it on there in case they decide to call, bypass the offer and call to track it, okay? And number four, use a promo code coupon. That's another way to do that. You can, if you have the right system, you can add a coupon promo code. When someone types it in, it can register to a particular affiliate or register for a particular event that you're doing, whatever it may be, but it's very simple to do. So make sure that you use those four things, and you don't have to use them all at one time, but definitely the Google Analytics, and definitely when you have a direct mail piece, and you can have a sales letter. You can have one campaign, right? Let's say you have one campaign, and three of those components are, let's say two of those components are direct mail piece. Let's say one, you're going to do a letter on one run, on one drop, and let's say next time you're going to do a postcard. Well, put different domains on each one of those mediums. So if you have a direct mail letters going out, put one, the domain for that, and it's remember, same campaign. If you have another drop you're going to do in the same area with a postcard, put a different domain on that. So that way you don't confuse which medium is doing better than the other. You have a clear line of sight about which medium is actually performing better. Did the sales letter perform better because I can track it with this domain, or did the postcard do better because I can track it with this domain? Then you do your little ROI sheet that I'm going to give you, and you get ROI and say, you know what, this one here performed better than the other one. So maybe I can, now that this one, the one that did the best, that's one we call the control. Now I can take the sales letter, since that one did perform as well. Let me try a door hanger next time against the postcard. And then you want to see which one did better than that. Well, the door hanger did pretty good. Didn't do as good as the postcard again, but the door hanger did pretty good, but the sales letter did actually better. So I'm going to put the sales letter back in there, door hanger, you're out. So that's one of those things, that's how you're going to measure. It's kind of going to keep track of it, all right? So domains. Now, other little factors that make your campaign work. So moving along here, making sure you keep these other things in mind of what will make your campaign work, okay? First of all, number one, carefully pick your list or your farming area. Make sure you do that. Do a little research. Nothing wrong with doing a little research and getting your fingers wet, per se, on the internet search engines, and making sure you just do a little research. You can find out a lot of information in 20 minutes of research, half an hour research. The more you spend, the more you're going to find out, but just make sure you do a little research. When you're buying lists, it's a mail out, gotta be kind of good. Gotta be really careful with that. I would rather mail to a warm list, and I would go to one of my partners, title company or mortgage company, say, hey, let's do a joint mailing or something like that, and then move forward with everything else we've been talking about in this webinar. But making sure you pick your list carefully, or if they have a client list, can I email your client list? Because again, the title company, they're not out selling houses. They're not doing what you're doing. But if you bring them more business from the clients that they already have, that's just more business for them. So why wouldn't they do it, right? Again, no brainer, right? Number two, your offer has to be tight. Say with me, has to be tight. That's right, your offer has to be tight. Say it one more time, tight, right? Make sure your offer is tight. Make sure your offer does what it's supposed to do. Now, here's what your offer is supposed to do, and it should do this. It better do this, okay? First of all, it should be something they want. Can't be, something, I don't know, get a new glue stick or something like that. Who wants a glue stick? Whatever it may be, right? No funny, dirty stuff. Just make sure it's something that they absolutely want. Again, doing a little research, you can find out what they want. Number 2, immediate delivery. Say that with me. Immediate delivery. If it can something that can be immediate delivery, something that can go to their email. Snail mail is absolutely not immediate delivery, but if it's email or it's text or whatever it may be, or go right to a website to download something or whatever, that's immediate delivery. We live in that microwave society, right? They want it like right now. Why make them wait? Just give them what they want. In this case, right? You wouldn't do that for our kids, but whatever, right? Number 3, make sure it's different and unique. Make sure it has a little bit of, oh, that's different, but it's valuable. Which was the next point, or the other point here, make sure it has high value. So if it's unique and it has high value, like, getting a report on your home and seeing what it's worth and seeing that if you sold your home, I could make this much money. And so then again, my last point, if it ties in to help them make a financial decision about their home, even better. Okay, so if you give them someone what they want, something that's immediately right now that they can get, and it has a high value offer, and it's different and unique, but it also helps them make a financial decision, boom, you're golden. What else is there, right? You're good to go. That's what your offer. Now that, I got to pause right here. That's one of the things that can make or break your whole direct mail campaign. Your offer. That's what I'm saying. Your offer has to be, say it with me again, tight, because it will make or break your offer. It will make or break your money. There have been some people that have done these massive campaigns and they lost their shirt because they didn't have the right offer. Do not, again, offer for free consultation. Do not offer some comparative market analysis, CMA, whatever it may be. That's not it. That's not the deal. You got to go a little bit stronger than that. Just come a little bit more correct. You may have to make an investment, whatever, but just come a little bit more correct to make sure that you have that you are giving them the information they want. Okay, I'll move on. Point number 3, right? Make sure your products stand out of the bundle of the mail. So if you're going to have something that's going to be a little bit oversized, or if it's going to be dimensional, if it's dimensional, you can't do every door direct mail, but it does work if you're going to email to a list, especially a warm list that's with another JV partner with another client's list or something like that, and you're going to offer their list something. But if you make it oversized, if you're going to do every door direct mail, it is bigger than the standard postcard size. They have the smallest format is, I don't know, what is it, Drew? 6 by something? I don't know. It's much bigger. Okay, just make sure you have that correct size. Otherwise, you're gonna lose some money on it. Be like, we can't mail this. It's according to correct size. Give us a call. I don't remember off the top of our head, or email us right now and say, hey, what's that size right now? And then we'll get right back to you with an email with a response. So make sure that your product stands out of the bundle of mail, because they're gonna get all this mail in their box, if it's PO box or their mailbox, whatever it's going to be, and they're going to just start flipping through stuff, this, and if they pop over and see a nice headline, a nice color, nice branding, oversized, because it's they put all the mail together and they're trying to put it on, this one sticks out, and they move it to the front or to the back, but they move it. All these little things, all these little psychological things that they do unconsciously that helps get the mail open and whatnot. Okay, so number 4. Let them know you have a video for them to watch. Now, when you start saying, hey, go here to watch my video, that also intrigues them, because people love video. Now, you may say, I don't like using video. Doesn't matter. You're not everybody in the world. Don't try to market to people you like to be the way you like to be marketed to. Let me say that again. Don't market to people the way you like to be marketed to. People love video. Hey, YouTube is the number 2 search engine in the world. Don't fight it. Just go with it. Just roll with the punches. I'm serious, because people love video. We do video all the time. We have, 90-something% of our clients using video. Why? Because it works. It works. Now, you may say, I have a face for radio. It doesn't matter. Just make a video. So if you have video, tell them, hey, go watch my video. Okay? So if they don't go there, they may still find out. But watch our video has a lot of merit to it. Okay? Number 5, tell them what you want them to do. Call to action again. Tell them what you want them to do. Do not make an assumption that they know what to do. You just gotta, like sometimes what Drew says, users are dumb. If you keep that in your mind, you gotta tell them everything to do. Yes, you do. I'm not saying you're dumb. I'm just saying, I'm not saying your potential client's dumb, but sometimes, sometimes they might not, might not see the forest for the trees, right? But let them know what you want them to do. Do this, go here, watch this, opt into this now. Okay, boom, done. Remember, direct response marketing, we're telling them what to do. Okay, so those are the five points that I want to bring out, those factors that will make your marketing work. Okay, now I'm going to go through some things to remember. Okay, here's some things you want to put at the forefront of your mind before you start marketing, before you start launching this campaign. Point number one is your budget. Okay, make sure you have the budget to do multiple mailings. One mailing, especially your farming area, not going to work. You want to become the specialist for the area. So making sure that you have the budget, making sure you have the monies, making sure you have the cheddar, the broccoli, the dollars, all that, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you have all the money, your budget ready to go. Make sure you do the calculations because you're going to need that money, right? You're going to need that, okay? And then one little point here, make sure you hit a smaller area multiple times and a bigger area once. Become the specialist in an area. They're going to have to see it more than once. Then they start thinking, it may not be the right timing, but then, they may not save it. You may hit them at the right time, right place, right time, all that kind of good stuff. So make sure you have that. Number two, do a cost analysis before you launch a campaign. Use that little sheet I'm going to send you, the Excel spreadsheet, do a cost analysis, right? And just make sure you have the funds to do that because you want to understand how much you're going to invest in this campaign. I say investment because it should make what? Money. That's right. It should make money for you. Number three, use the front and back of the front and back side of the print product. Okay, so I have seen this again that some clients, before we get to them, they'll send out a marketing campaign with one side of the postcard. What are you doing? Why did you use this other side? You got all this other side here. It's all blank. What are you going to do with that white space? Well, don't just draw something in there. No, make it part of the campaign. Because a lot of times, what do? They look at it and then they flip it over. Automatically. We just do that subconsciously. Next time you put a postcard in somebody's hand, just give them one and see what they do. They'll look at it and they'll flip it over automatically. They just do. They do it, unconsciously. It's almost like breathing. It's like you get a postcard in your hand, you just got to flip it over. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. It's almost like it's innate in us, right? Use both sides to communicate your message and sell your product or service. Okay. Number four, have a strategy. Make sure you have a strategy. Outline your process. Again, the marketing assessment is going to help you develop the strategy because it asks some of the right questions to make sure you know what you're doing, which products you should be using, whatever, or marketing mediums you should be using, whether it's, email, whatever. But make sure you have a plan. Just outline the plan. If you have to draw some bubbles and circles about what's going to, mail this out, then they're going to the website, then they're going to do this and that, whatever. Outline the process. Just make sure you outline the process because you should. Because once you become more process-oriented marketing, you will find that your marketing will actually do better. It just happens like that. You just get more meticulous about it and it just works, okay? Number five, write compelling copy. Hire a copywriter if you need to, but write compelling copy. If a copywriter is trained, write a direct response copywriter, a marketing copywriter, not just a ghostwriter, somebody write your book, whatever. If they're trained right, they'll know how to use psychological triggers, emotional triggers for them to do things. They'll learn how to do the suggestive, the persuasion and suggestions and all those things that really matter when you're writing copy because everything revolves around words anyway. So even now you hear my words. So having that information and having the writing compelling copy is going to really help your campaign. There have been times when we launched a campaign and the only thing we've done was change the copy, just the words on the marketing material, and got a much better response. I'm talking 2, 3, 5 times the response than they usually get. And the client's like, whoa, yeah, because the words matter. So make sure you have some compelling copy. I'm doing a series on copywriting right now. If you go to our website, look at some of the other archive webinars. I'm doing some series of short videos, not as long as this, short videos on copywriting. I'll talk about headlines individually, body copy, bullet point, all this kind of stuff individually. So make sure you go there to the website and watch it, okay? Number 6, keep track of your expenses to measure ROI. Got to keep track of your expenses. You want to do that because the expenses are going to tell you how much money I spent out. Then this little sheet I'm going to give you will tell you how much money you made back and what percentage is that. And it'll tell you for every dollar you spent, for every $1 you spent, you made $4.39 back. That's a 439% increase. That's good. You want that, okay? You want thumbs up on the marketing aspect when it comes to your ROI. Okay. Number 7, again, tell them what you want to do. That call to action is so important. Okay. You got to tell them what to do. Watch the video. Go here to Optimist so you can download this. Get your free report. This free report that's immediate and has high value and everything else that I mentioned, right? We'll make sure it has that. Number 8, be consistent. If you're going to farm an area, hit it regularly, because they're going to get to know you, they're going to like you, get to trust you. Maybe one day you go around, instead of mailing them, you go and put the door hangers on yourself, knock on the door, hey, I just want to give you this, or whatever it may be. Just saying, just saying that's a good thing to do, just so they know that you are the master of that area. All right. So those are the points that I wanted you to remember. Now we'll talk about the 5 questions, the frequently asked questions I get all the time, because I do get questions all the time, right? And I'm just going to tell you the 5 that I get all the time, and tell you the same answers I'm going to get. So when we talk, you may not have to ask me these 5 questions again, because I get them all the time. So let's look at the questions, okay? First of all, question number 1. What size should my postcard be? The size of the postcard definitely depends on the campaign. If you do every door direct mail, there should be a certain size, a minimum size of the campaign. They have all these different sizes. Don't try to learn to interpret yourself. Just, because they know the answer, but the answer, they make you kind of, like when we were finding out, they kind of make you feel like, oh, you should know this. Well, no, you don't know it, but just, take the easy route, ask us, and we'll suggest the size that works best. We've tested different ones, okay? Number 2, should I do a letter, should I do a postcard, should I do a door hanger? The right word there is to test. Test it. Do all 3, do all 4, do all 5, however many offline marketing pieces you can develop, test them. That's the right thing to do, is to test them, because you will get different responses. And if you keep track of your campaign, you'll understand which ones got a better reply than the others, okay? And there may be a specific reason for that. Just put the same messaging on a different medium and see what happens. Okay, so the right answer is to test. We don't know which one's going to do better right off the bat. I can just kind of tell you, based on tests that we've done, this one worked better, this one worked better. But there are all these other factors. Same for number 3. Number 3, what ROI should I expect? There's so many factors there in that question, so to get to that right answer. Whether it's a postcard, whether the area that you're farming is like Sun City, which is an older community, don't try to do email to that community, do direct mail. So there's all these ROI factors that really matter, and you want to understand what those ROI factors are. But you won't know right off the top of your head. So giving a number, what ROI should I expect? But however, I don't like to throw out numbers, but you mail 100 and you get 1 back. Okay, cool. And now how much did it cost? I mean, now you got to do the whole analysis thing. I don't know, but the answer is you will find out. So the ROI to expect is kind of buried in the question itself, because it really depends on all these other factors. So if you call me, we could talk about the factors that I don't have time to go in today, but there's a lot of factors. Where should I get my list? You should get your list from, well, I say it like this. If you're not doing every door direct mail and you want to get a list that you market to the same clientele with a different product or service. Let me say that again. That's the perfect opportunity for the JV partner. You market to the same client type, same end user, but you market a different product or service. Now, when you do that, you'll be able to get to this person's warm list, and they can do an introduction or an implied endorsement, all these other ways of getting more credibility, notoriety, like off the bat when you do a marketing campaign. So where should I get my list? I'm skeptical about buying lists. We've bought lists before, we've tested lists, and we've done all these things in our tenure in marketing, and there's all these things that matter. But making sure the source is right, where the list comes from, is very, very important. But JV Partner has the warmest list that you will ever get to. I promise you that. Number 5, should I put them on an email, nurture, or a drip campaign? No. Yeah, you should. You better, because that is going to be the thing that's going to take them from being a prospect to a client, and then take them from a client and even to an even better client, because that's how you're going to be nurturing that particular list. And you probably should have your own list. So should I put them on a drip? Yes. That should not be a question that you would even ask me, because you should automatically know. You follow our process, it's just going to be embedded in your psychology, in the psyche of your marketing. Hey, I'm going to automatically put these people on a drip campaign. So those are the 5 questions that I wanted to let you know right offhand, because I guarantee you And even when you start telling other people and guiding other people to do some direct mail marketing, because you're going to be really good at it, or we'll do it for you, and they're going to ask you these things, right? And then you'll know where to get the answers. I'm going to pause here for a second, see if we have any other questions that I want to address right now from the live audience. Are there any questions that I should address there? Okay, we're going to move forward. I think we're running out of time. So now I want to talk to you about, I have an offer for you, okay? And this offer is very, very simple. We have introduced a product that swept across the United States. The sister product is a home profit calculator. A lot of short sales are going away. Home profit calculator, basically this is the one that's going to give you that unique offer. It's going to be something that's immediate. It's going to be something that is tangible. It's going to help them make a financial decision about their home, right? This is a product that you have. It's a marketing system in a box, comes with the website and all the other marketing materials, including the door mails and postcards we're talking about, included with it, okay? And we've tested it and it works. So if you're looking at doing direct mail, you want to have something that's going to be the cornerstone of your marketing campaign. And this is the deal. We have the home profit calculator. Again, it's to generate seller leads. If you're going after seller leads, this is something that you got to have, because remember, this whole consultation thing is not going to get you where you need to get with the client. And the whole aspect of it is to generate a lead. That's what it's designed to do, and we've proven it. I wouldn't say too many because we never sell enough of these, but this is products across the whole United States. For this SOS, or shorter stay product, which we still offer, or the home profit calculator, okay? It's professionally designed. You have all the email drip campaign, all the things you need to have this one marketing piece go through this whole entire process, and so you can get a lead and start getting listings. It's simple, okay? But the main thing is it has a high value, compelling offer, and that's what that free report says. Hey, here's and this is the information they're going to give you. They're going to give you their name. They have to give you their real email address, because they need the report to get the report right back to them. You're going to get their home address also, and you're going to get approximately what they're paying on their mortgage. Okay, and you're going to get that same report that they're going to get, and that report is going to tell them, if you sold your home with this address, or if I list and sold your home, you could walk away with this amount of money, and it gives a range. And it tells them whether the house is, if it's negative equity, it will tell them, hey, your house is underwater by this amount of time, by this much money, and it'll take this much time to break even. But if they have equity, it's going to tell them, here's the range, here's how much you can get if I listed and sold your home. This is you speaking on your report to them. And it's totally customizable. So this is something that, again, if you're going after seller leads, you just got to have this. I'm making a special offer to everyone because I told Brian, hey, dude, we will do this webinar and we will make a special offer to everyone that's listening. You can get the highest package, the best package, the $997 package for the enhanced price, okay? So if you go to this website here, use the coupon code, and you'll get $200 off the most expensive package, okay? So does this work for all the other packages too, or just the $997 package, okay? We're giving it to you for $797, so you'll be able to hit the ground running. Within 48 hours, you're set up on this deal. So again, having the information at your hands is a no-brainer. Having that is perfect for you. Okay. I promise I gave you what I promised that I would like to have given you, and you have it now. The power is in your hands. Here is my information right here. 602-369-8119 is my direct number. I will answer the phone if I'm not in a meeting or whatever, right? Email me at grandison@directbusinessmarketing.com, okay? So you can have a way to get a hold of me. I'm Grandison Shines. It was a pleasure talking to you, giving you this information on this webinar. This is something I'm very passionate about, something we're good at. Love to talk with you about it. Even before you launch a campaign, I'm not trying to, whatever, sell you or whatever. Just call me before you and get some other advice that we didn't talk about today if you have any other questions. I'm here available for you. Again, my number is 602-369-8119. Email me directly at grandison@directbusinessmarketing.com. I will talk to you later. Thank you very much for attending. Bye.